Okay, this week we are talking about the big idea. The big idea to me is simply the consumer promise with the tagline. So, two parts to the big idea: the consumer promise and the tagline. Now, the consumer promise and the tagline should be related to each other. Let's say you have a consumer promise from Oreo cookies that Oreo cookies are vegan, so you are getting a healthier cookie. But your slogan or tagline then says Oreo cookies, bringing freshness every day. They don't relate to each other. What you want is one to relate to the other. You may want to say Oreo cookies, we do no harm. Yeah, of course we do harm, but or maybe Oreo cookie, we respect all life. Oh, okay. Or life is beautiful. Oh, that's good too. You see how those would relate to each other. Vegans, they don't have any animal products in it. If Oreo cookies are vegan, if you say, Oreo cookies, life is beautiful. Yeah, there's that relationship there. So that's what you're looking for with tagline, slogans, and the big idea. So when we do our final project and you present the big idea, it would be the promise, which we'll talk about, and the tagline. So this lecture is entitled Taglines, but it's also entitled Big Ideas. So let's get going. What is a tagline? Well, tagline is usually a short little statement about the product or company, group, etc. According to entrepreneur.com, it's a catchphrase or a small group of words that are combined in a special way to identify a product or a company. So they're like mini mission statements. And yeah, it's an audible representation of the brand. Let's see. I'm trying to think of a big popular one. And, of course, when I'm thinking about this lecture, I can come up with plenty of ideas. But, when I'm actually doing it, they fly away from my head. Let's do McDonald's. And, I'm loving it again. When you hear I'm loving it, you already know what company they're talking about. So it represents the brand. Those words, I'm loving it, in that order, means McDonald's. And they have the luxury of repeating it over and over and over again, so it gets ingrained in your brain. It's branded in there, and become a representation. And it's a mission statement too. I'm loving it. You come to our restaurant, and we'll bring them back those childhood feelings of love. When mom would buy us nuggets and some chalky milk and fries. What was better than that, right? So yeah, you can see how that tagline works. What makes a good tagline? Well, one, it's memorable. I'm loving it. Very memorable, once again, because of repetition. For a company the size of McDonald's, but we'll talk about a few memorable taglines in a few minutes, and it'll show you that a lot of them are so catchy that they become ingrained in our brain. They're definitely memorable. It might include a key benefit. Back to my Oreo example, life is beautiful. That all life is respected. It's a vegan product. That's a great thing. It's a key benefit. Definitely differentiates the brand, meaning that it shows how it's not like the other companies with Oreos. I don't think all the other sandwich cookies out there can say they're vegan. Actually, I'm pretty sure they're not. But there might be a few. But I'm loving it. Well, Burger King doesn't promise you love. Wendy's doesn't promise you love either. So yeah, they are different. They have that market with Happy Meals and toys and chicken nuggets and little jugs of milk that harkens you back to those childhood feelings of love. So, and of course, right there at the bottom, imparts positive feelings. So I'm loving it, I'm not hating it. So it's in a positive way, promoting positive feelings. Here's your famous taglines. Of course, if I remember these 2 minutes ago, I would have been in great shape. Just do it. That's Nike. Actually, that tagline comes from the last words of a death row inmate. They asked if there was any asked him if there was any last words, and he said, "Just do it." Kind of a creepy background for the tagline, but with Nike, it means whatever it is, jog, exercise, no excuses, do it. Think different. That's Apple tagline. If you're gonna go with the computer that is more expensive than a Windows-based computer, and is only used by less than 2% of the computer users out there, you're different. And maybe, because you are different, you think differently. You're the creative people, you're the cool people, you're the innovators. So, yeah, that's why that tagline works. Because you're worth it. Let's see, I want to say Maybelline. Oh, I'm going to have to look that up. Much like when you take a test online, you can just highlight the words, right-click on it, and then Google search it. L'Oreal. I was close. So, because you're worth it, why should you use these more expensive beauty products? Well, you're worth it, aren't you? I see a positive, uplifting, Got Milk. That is actually from the California milk producers. I'll talk about need of name recognition there. But you know the campaign, you know the slogan, you know the little white mustache that you saw in the print ads, the famous Aaron Burr commercial where, he didn't have any milk to swallow the cake, so he couldn't answer the question that, he was the most qualified person to actually answer the question. And it raised the sale of milk. Fancy that. The ultimate driving machine is BMW. Melts in your mouth, not in your hands. That's M&M's. The quicker picker-upper is Bounty, and what we keep talking about here. I'm loving it. McDonald's. All right, how do you go about writing a good tagline? Well, remember our project on research, and we went through the research and said, okay, what stuck out? What was different? What caught your attention? Well, it highlighted a key benefit, the thing that stands out. What makes you different? Use that aspect to include that in the tagline. Explain your commitment. What are you devoted to? You're devoted to health, you're devoted to exercise, you're devoted to creativity, you're devoted to advancing science, whatever it is. So that might be something that you include in your tagline. It should be short, and usually I say 6 or 7 beats. I know the slide here says 7 to 8 words, the shorter the better. That is true. But when I say 7 beats, I mean 7 syllables. I'm loving it. That's only 4, and that's great. Think differently. That's 4. So the shorter, the pithier, the more to the point, the better off it's going to be. Use rhythm, rhyme, and ring. How does it sound? Does it roll off the tongue, or is it hard to say? Avoid difficult words to say, like revelry and rivalry, and at least those are the words I have trouble with, which I didn't write there. So say it out loud. See if it rings in your ear as a positive thing. Is it going to sneak in there and stay in there in your mind? And of course, stay honest. You have to avoid hyperbole. Papa John's got sued by saying, better pizza. better ingredients, better, whatever, better pizza. Are they truly better pizza or the best pizza? When you start saying things like that, you better be able to prove it. And Pizza Hut sued, and basically said, hey, you got to, say, better ingredients, better, whatever. You can't prove that. So, but they probably got a cash settlement. Stay on. Oh yeah, I already said that. So, all right. Next slide. Consumer promise. Okay, this is the other part of the big idea. And basically it is, if you see the third bullet point there, if you buy our product, we promise blank. So if you buy Oreo cookie, we promise that it is vegan. No animals were harmed, no animal products were used. If you buy a BMW, we promise, you are buying the best car that you can get for, the driving experience, whatever that means. McDonald's, we promise you buy our fries, you'll love it. You'll feel love. Once again, can you prove it? I don't know. But, the big idea, not only the tagline, but the promise, and they should reflect each other. So if your key component to your company is creativity, and so you say, if you buy an Apple product, we promise that people see you as creative, as different, as a big idea thinker, and so our tagline is think different. Oh, okay. And once again, be honest. Don't say, Oreo cookies will, we promise if you eat an Oreo cookie, you'll be at least 6 foot tall. I've been eating Oreo cookies for a long time, and I'm still 6 inches short. So, you can't make promises like that. The promise should be something that your product, company, organization, group can deliver. And of course, what makes an effective big idea? When you take the promise and create the tagline, what separates an A from a B, the wheat from the chaff? What makes the ones work as opposed to the ones that just don't work? One is disruptive. I'm going to say this word a lot moving forward. I know I have said it in lectures in the past. And the idea is there's so many messages out there right now, advertising, TV, so many distractions, your phone, your computer, television, everything around you is just noise. How do you break through that noise? Well, you send out something that just is so different, so creative, so game-changing that it draws attention. It disrupts the usual. Now, that doesn't mean, destruction. No, it is so different that it disrupts from the usual. It should relate only to you, not you personally, but your company, your organization, or group. If you say, if you buy Oreo cookies, we promise you yummy cookies. Well, I haven't met a cookie that I didn't like. So, you should narrow it down to just your product, just your company. It's original, not a good idea to steal someone else's, fast and fresh. That could be used for anyone. So you got to bring it, creativity. It's got to be original. There's a surprise. Maybe there's a twist in there that you're not expecting. And once again, goes back to that idea of disruptive, breaking out from what you expect, causing a little cognitive dissonance. So along the lines of a surprise, well, what about that M&M one? Melts in your mouth, not in your hands. It's like, oh, okay, yeah, I never thought of that. I just think of, yummy candy-coated chocolate. So, there's a little surprise there, much like M&Ms. So, it's attractive, and that is, it's positive. It's funny. It's uplifting. You don't want to use negative words. You don't want to bring the audience down. Everything should be up, 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 and that's what will make it attractive. And it's contagious or infectious. It causes a buzz. What's a buzz? A buzz is going viral. That's what we used to call going viral. That's buzz, and it's something that happens naturally. You can't force it to happen. You can try. When you try, it's called not buzz, but I just lost the word. Well, I'll keep talking. I'll get around to it. But a buzz is organic. It comes from you sharing it, from word of mouth. And if it's forced, the word I was looking for was hype. You can hype a product. Have all the whistles and bells and fireworks. If your product doesn't deliver, or the tagline isn't catchy, or you can't fulfill that consumer promise, it's going to fizzle, and you won't generate that buzz. It won't go viral, and you'll be stuck with a weak campaign. So this week we're doing everything about the big idea. You will come up with a big idea for a website, and the big idea will be, once again, 2 parts. Start with the consumer promise. If you go to this website, we promise blank. And then come up with a tagline, 6-7 words or syllables that describe the promise, that's catchy, disruptive, attractive, original, simple, relates only to that website. And we'll see how that goes. I'm looking forward to it.